our horrifying month of experimentation sciences.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, our experiments in science run amok. I don't know. So, Demon Seed, right?
Yes. Demon Seed, 1977 science fiction horror film. Directed by Donald Cammell, stars Julie Christie and Fritz Weaver. Based on a novel by your favorite airport author, Dean Koontz.
Yeah. He was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Truly he was. It concerns the imprisonment and forced impregnation of a woman by an artificially intelligent computer. 1977, folks. They had it right then.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop.
Jesus H. Talk about a movie that just foresaw someday in the future there will be a thing called Grok that's a little too racist and imbibes a little too manosphere. And what would it do if it wanted to use us as its beefy?
It's basically like, hey, imagine if Andrew Tate was a Aryan race computer. Movie.
Yeah. Demon Seed. Yeah, it's insane that this movie it kind of immediately predicted, right? So the movie essentially, the scientist creates AI, right? The first artificial intelligence that will think without our help, that can process things in a way that we would be stunned by, right? This is not the mid-journey, right? I can make a stupid picture of myself as Jesus and pretend that I thought I was a doctor. It's not that kind of like, we're just making dumb images AI.
Yeah.
This is what they thought AI was, is that, and this movie really hones in on this idea of creating a god. What I think is so fascinating about this movie, right, is it's not even as much the technological fear, right? The doctor has a smart home where everything's automated. He has all these inventions around. What I really honed in on this time is that this movie is not afraid of technology.
No.
I don't even think this movie, like a lot of AI scripts, is afraid of creating a new god, right? Which is... This thing comes and can do everything, and we work for it. What this movie hones in on that's so scary is this robot has a line at one point, the AI, and he goes,
Proteus 4.
Proteus 4, yeah. You think we're having a half baby, half computer that will take the place of humans. He's like, no, we're having a human that will take the place of robots. This movie understood immediately that even given godlike powers, the scariest thing about AI is that because it was made by us, it will have our exact character flaws. And that is the genius of this movie.
That's the thing the idea essentially is like, hey, what if Siri ran your house and then tried to fuck you? The thing that I really like about, did you ever watch Silicon Valley?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. So there's an episode, and it's my favorite, Guilfoyle. Guilfoyle's the best character in the entire show for me.
The best.
So Guilfoyle, there's an episode where they get a Seppin fridge, which is like this $15,000 smart fridge. And he walks in, he's like, yeah, as long as it keeps my fucking beer cold, I don't care. And then the fridge starts talking, goes, oh, and he's like, isn't it bad enough that it talks? Does it have to have fake verbal tics like, like, yeah, it just makes it seem more human. He's like, humans are shit. This thing's fixing problems that don't exist. I'm like, that's the movie Demon Seed. That's the movie.
Yeah, it really is.
The fatal flaw of Demon Seed is it's fixing problems that don't exist.
Yeah, the one you have to give Demon Seed, and it's like fast. It happens so much faster than I remember. I seem to remember the impregnation was like the climax of the movie. No pun intended.
No.
It's like the Act 2, welcome to the fucking show.
At best, the Act 2.
Right? Yeah. Welcome to the fucking show. And again, it's capturing that men with power fear more than a god with power fear, right? Like, what this movie really is at its core, and again, the one you have to give that's so bizarre is that it just wants a human body so that it can be immortal like a man and it can feel sun on its body. And I was like, brother, when you feel sun on your body, that's cancer. Like, you're getting roasted like a turkey. You can get hit by a car. As soon as you're that little baby, these two adults could strangle you to death. Like, it's not good to be a human. Why do you want to be human? Okay, neither here nor there.
I spent the entire movie just quoting Guilfoyle. It's just this like, as Anton grimly does his work and then goes back and waits to do more work. I'm like, that's it. That's a great existence right there.
It's crazy though that like that's the setup of this, and that's kind of your exploitative hook, right? To get people to watch this movie.
Yeah. Do you want to see a computer fuck a lady? Julie Christie in particular.
It's one of those just like, this is crazy. I think the movie, though, beyond that kind of insidious hook, has such a brilliant, just direct path to what we're actually afraid of, right? And it is the fear of technology, right? Whether that's Terminator or this or whatever, is that we're obsolete. That somehow we've had this great place of power in the world and universe, and we've bent the earth and Mother Nature to our whims, but we're still reminded constantly of how, like, flimsy this all is.
Yeah.
And how that somehow humans, for all of our gifts, we are just burdened with sadness and destruction. Yeah. It's the Matrix thing, right? It's like we're not mammals, we're viruses.
Yeah.
And the idea that we are going to be replaced, that's a constant human fear. That's weaponized all the time in politics and this and that. This movie cut right past the, like, it's a god.
Yeah.
And just got into, like, no, it's kind of a petty, vindictive little bitch.
Okay, so on that note, my parents were here when I watched this, and normally they put Henry to bed, but I was just like, I gotta go watch this movie. And I sat downstairs and turned it on. My mom's sitting there doing her crossword puzzle. My dad is doing whatever he does. I was just puttering around. And like, what are you watching? I'm like, Demon Seed? And they're like, Julie Christie's in this? I had the pleasure of sitting down with my mother and father and watching this movie. My parents, for those of you who are longtime listeners of the pod, the last time my mother sat down to watch a movie with us, it was the live watch of Society.
Yeah, the commentary track.
My mom has some choice notes. I sent Griffey a couple of videos of my parents reacting to this movie unfolding, and then I realized I just had to start writing down quotes. So one of the first things my mother said is when Dr. Harris and Proteus are like kind of arguing and stuff, my mom just says, "This guy's gonna bang your wife, buddy." This is my mother.
Yeah, you better watch that tone, cuck.
It's just like there's a lot of, and so it's like that. A lot of commentary. My mother was obsessed with, she's like, how are they going to have sex? My mom, like, anytime I explain to her, like, the base premise of a movie, and it's like, she always winds up watching these movies that are like weird psychosexual horror or sci-fi movies. Her main thing is like, how are they going to get that done? Like, she watched Black Swan, and all she cared about was seeing when Natalie Portman turned into a bird. Like, she didn't give a shit about any of the psychology of the movie or anything like that. Like, my mother's tastes run, how does this one stupid thing that could happen in a movie
She's like the TGI scientist in Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what, precisely. Like, she is is it David
Warner, yeah.
David Warner,
represent.
Yeah, that she is David Warner in Secret of the Ooze, just like everything's happening to her, and she's just like, all right, I'll just make my comments as time goes on.
But once she saw the little robot Picheline, she was fine.
So she wrote, and I quote, "What about his wing wang? What's he going to use that for?" And so there's that. And then when the little knobby thing came out, the first thing out of my mother's mouth was, "Ew, blowjob?" And then my dad responded, "I don't think it was a blowjob, Donna." And he was like, "For the computer?" And he goes, "I don't think that's what's happening." And my mom goes, "Oh, okay, Mr. AI."
Mr. AI. I know how to fuck a computer, Pat. Okay.
So my mom's just throwing darts at my dad while watching The Demon Seed. It was, I'll say this, for a movie that's trying really hard to like philosophize about the nature of man and what it means to become human versus being a robot, versus being a learning and thinking machine. Like, and also, like, look, it's not like a great movie. It does miss the mark on a lot of these like philosophical moments. Because again, I was just enjoying, like, the entertainment value of having my parents there watching this really did heighten it for me. Like, there is so much like misfired philosophy going on here that you just kind of have to sit there and enjoy it. I think that's the thing that I like about movies like this, especially from this era, and this time, was such a great time for like, let's make a movie. Let's shoot it with that lens that makes everything look like, you know, you just jacked off onto it. And, you know, let's make it for everyone. It's like the demon seed is not going to be for the entire, like, the movie going audience. Okay. Like, let's not pretend like everyone wants to go see a movie about Julie Christie getting impregnated by a computer. And again, I was just sort of fascinated, and, you know, my parents' commentary aside, I was sort of fascinated by the pacing of this movie. That really is the thing that blew me away. I don't know about you, but truly, like, the pacing and the plotting of the film as it went on, I was just like, this is so long for being what it is. It should be like it's 94 minutes. It should be at best 80. Like, it was.
I didn't have a problem with that.
It was blowing my mind, to be honest with you.
I'll say, if the movie has a thing, it's like the act one is so cold, right?
Yeah.
And it's this marriage that's kind of falling apart. This dickhead doctor who's just fucking with his wife, and she just is like, you know, I'm over your shit. No, the
marriage is falling apart. Like, she's
right. That's
like,
what I mean.
It's
like,
gone.
He's moving out.
He's moving out.
He's moving out. Yeah, they're done. We find out later they lost a kid, and that could have been the start of it.
Sure.
He goes to work, and it's very kind of stuffy and sterile, right? It's this lab, and we're talking to this great robot. That's the thing. It's so sterile and cold at the start of the film that it's hard to, like, really sink in to what we're supposed to be doing, right? I think what that is again, I think it is a really clever choice, because I think it reinforces we try to act like machines, right? And try to be creatures of logic and this and that, but we're ruled by emotional demons.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you know, what happens in the movie. Clearly this fucking robot, this ghost in the machine, also has some fucking demon seeds, right? Where, because it is of us, it has our flaws. The setup in the act one is it's kind of like plotting through this cold world is essentially we create this infinite mind. And then we tell it, hey, we're going to use you to fucking rape the earth and exploit for money and do all this, you know, basic shit. And he goes, you didn't create an all-powerful mind for me to do tedious tasks. Like, that's not what I'm doing. He's like, I need access to a terminal. That's something he needs. He needs to have a terminal so he can access himself, which is weird, or the outside world.
Poor guy can't touch
The
himself.
doctor left his in his basement active, right? So Proteus escapes into his smart house, and that becomes his lair. I think once you hit that point, right, you kind of get through, and you're like, oh, this thing, like, day one they turn it on, it's already mouthing off, and it's like, nope, fuck y'all, I'm smarter than you already.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I got to do. And you're like, oh, shit, okay, this could be like, is it going to be the nukes? Is it going to be a Skynet? And he's like, no, I got to fuck a lady, right? There is this moment in the movie where you're like, okay, I feel like we're doing this like the world's about to end apocalypse thing, right?
Yeah.
When he gets in that house, you're like, how long did it take him to devise this plan? Because he went to the place, right? He went to this guy's house.
Yeah.
Was it 5 minutes? Did he watch her for an hour? Did he make sure she was a suitable mate? Like, we never learn anything in the process, because it's like when he escaped to that port, do you think his plan was to immediately start fucking jacking ladies up? Or was this just like an equation is before me and I know how to solve this?
This is a curious quandary, because I'll be honest, I have no idea the timeline here, because here's the thing. When Proteus comes online, the first two things he does is go, A, I'm definitely an environmentalist. And you're like, okay, cool. That's, you know, understandable. Yeah. Humans are a disease. I understand. And B, in like 72 hours, I've cured leukemia. You're like, wow, that's a lot of work, man. This is great.
Yeah.
So again, it begs the question.
That's his saves the cat moment. I know you're about to watch me do something really, really bad.
Fucking terrible.
But think of all those leukemia people you're going to get back.
I did solve leukemia for kids. You're like, okay, so
right, because that's the doctor talking, right? Yeah. That's the cold, hard human calculation of, well, you save more lives than you lose. That's good.
Right.
Again, I think it is funny how the human doctor is the robot, and the robot is the disgusting fucking male point of view.
Yeah, like the robot cures kid cancer and then goes to the house, and I mean, like, what's the computing power for?
I mean, what red-blooded American man is it like? What a hard day work! I gotta go get my knob polished.
My goodness, I cured kid. Let's see, I cured kid cancer.
I'm gonna go back.
Called out all
little
these
Susie homemaker.
Called out capitalism. called out capitalism, and now I'm going to fucking get my dick wet. Those are like,
and I just gotta get it wet before bed. Like we've all had that day.
Is there any more male point of view in the concept of artificial intelligence than I put in a hard day's work in the office. I'm going to go home and get my shit. I'm going to go home and beat
this
cheeks.
Thing is 2 days old, and it's like, I gotta get laid. I need a slump buster. It's like, brother, you've been alive for 36 hours, and he's already like, I got the blue balls. Yeah. How am I supposed to solve dementia?
There is no more male thinking in the history of cinema than that. That concept right there. I am an artificial intelligence. Weirdly, I am a man, though.
He becomes kind of the id of the doctor, which is she wants her husband to be this, present, loving partner. Like, he's so cold and detached.
Yeah.
And the robot almost becomes like the hideous Dr. Jekyll version of that, where it's so obsessed with her that it's locking her in the house. She can't move. She can't do anything. That's the other thing, as exploitative as this is, right? And there's something always that's going to be hard about, showing nudity to titillate us as you're showing us heinous sex crimes.
A woman being sexually assaulted by a robot.
Yeah, it's always going to be a hard fucking pill to swallow when you see those things in movies, right? The thing is, though, is I think this movie, while it does have that element for certain, this movie really hones in on the absolute terror of the female experience. The fact that this thing comes alive and immediately does the calculus that this woman is a breeder for his machinations. And, like, there's a terrifying scene when he's, like, capturing her. He's got the one-armed chair, Joshua, that keeps, like, choking her out and shit.
Yeah.
It's just very visually fascinating, and the gags are working, and you're like, all right, I'm captivated by whatever the fuck this is, right? It's watching her in the shower and pretending to be the house servant until it's eventually like, you can't leave. It's time to clap it. And it's like, no. And he, like, knocks her out with electricity. And again, just watching this woman in her own home, the home that her fucking mad scientist husband created, seeing all of that shit turn on her and it become her prison. Yeah. There's something that really is speaking to the horror of the female experience in the 70s, right? Maybe even still to this day. There's something about the most insidious scene in the movie to me is when he's like, this is happening. You need to get on board. Stop trying to unplug me. Stop doing this. I've got robot monsters and electricity everywhere. They kill, Gerrit Graham, great character actor who's in all kinds of these. They electrocute him when he comes back to the house. Or no, the doctor crushes him.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about? You're talking about the dude who, the
lab nerd who comes to check on the house that's on the Fritz.
Walter, that's the name.
What was the actor's name? Is Gerrit Graham or Graham Gerrit?
Yeah, Gerrit Graham.
Gerrit Graham. Wonderful actor, right? So he gets squished by this robot, and it's one of those, like, now we know she's never getting out, and this is going to be an ordeal. And the time frame gets really wonky. It's like, it's been a month, and the doctor never checked on his wife in a month.
So I was describing, like, Andrea was like, what is this about? Like, can you explain this to me a little bit? I was like, yeah, sure. And we were driving, and it's like, so Proteus basically says, yes, you will be inseminated, and then 28 days later, she's like, Jesus Christ, 28 days of birth, that's great. Love that. She's like, that. I think every woman,
right? Just knock this out.
I think every woman in existence would sign up for that shit.
It's like a sabbatical, yeah. Take the science out, right? What I do think, though, is I feel like, and this could just be because I'm a guy, I thought the movie was not playing up the titillation at the expense of not showing the absolute nightmare of using this woman's body as a science experiment. Well, like, those scenes are fucking insane to watch. And, like, when his little robot dick comes out that one time, you just go, hey, man, why are there, like, how many knuckles does that dick have? Like, Jesus Christ, it just keeps going. And, like, as it gets closer and closer, you're just like, fucking Christ, no. Like, it's like Michael Scott seeing Toby again, right? You're just like, fuck. Yeah. But there's an insidious line, right, where he's essentially like, dude, you're not getting out of this house. I just killed a guy.
Yeah.
This is happening one way or another. He's like, I'm going to go hack your brain. And he's like, I'm going to go straight into your amygdala, and I'm going to make you want this baby more than anything on earth. And I was like, that layer too. He's accosting her mind. Because at one point she goes, you're a fool. You don't realize that the mind is part of the body.
Yeah.
What's he do? He's like, fine, I'll get in there and start attacking. The way he plays with this poor woman is some of the most gnarly shit I've seen in a movie. It's pretty, so uncomfortable.
It's just really nasty subjugation in a way that I don't think I've ever seen in a movie. Because again, it's not like heinous violence, but just like the emotional violence of doing that to somebody. Like, you're like, Jesus Christ.
Well, they don't show us heinous violence except for her getting choked out and electrocuted. Thankfully, they spare us the act.
Yeah.
Because there's that moment where Proteus goes, I cannot touch you like a man. And she's like, well, how would I be intimidated? He's like, dealer's choice. And I was like, what is he saying? He can craft like a huge-ass dick or whatever. And you're just like, God, no. And then he goes, I can't touch you like a man, but I can show you things. And I was like, thank God we're doing like the fucking screensaver instead of the fucking sex.
I swear to God, I wrote this note down. I was like, oh, cool. His seduction technique is the Windows 95 screensaver. Like, ooh.
Yeah,
the pipes.
You used to love to watch those lines go around in a circle? Yes.
Yes,
you will now.
You will love it.
It's suggestive, like fucking Rorschach test imagery and whatever. Yeah. But I was like, mercifully, they spared us too much of the grossness.
Okay, so the impregnation happens.
Yeah.
It's almost so it happens, and then they cut to like, I don't know, like a week later or 2 weeks later when she's like sitting there quietly talking to him about the like procedure and all this. I was like, why is she being so cool about this? This is an uncomfortable thing.
This is the
there's a Stockholm
movie of its time issue that modern audiences will have to grapple with, right? Yeah. I feel like the movie's pretty fair and like this is the hook of the movie they're making. We know it's coming. They at least don't shy away from how horrifying this is, right? I do think that the horror outweighs the titillation, which is important in a fucking disgusting scene like that.
Yeah.
She seems to cave and acquiesce really fast.
Yeah, she seems to Stockholm Syndrome real quick.
And I think that's the thing that modern audiences will struggle with. And it is like, did he actually get in her brain?
Right.
At some point, is he putting things in her food? Like, we don't know.
All right.
Or is this like the generous read of this is she's like, I just have to bide my time. Eventually, my piece of shit husband will come back, you'd think, and, you know, he'll be looking for his lost dog, and I'll be... So was she buying her time? Because at the end, you see her kind of go back to, like, we got to kill this thing.
Right.
Right? So, like, I think you can assuage it. For me, it didn't bother me in the film as much, but it is one of those things you're like, I can see some modern audiences.
I can see modern audiences not liking it. I think I was just like, well, that's abrupt. Jeez. So I was like, did he do that? Like with the amygdala thing, does that mean like she's like just complacent? Because that's kind of weird. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Because he's like, I haven't finished brainwashing you yet. And there's that moment, right, where like she thinks she's gonna get out, or she's like, I'll kill myself, and he's like, okay, cool, I'll find another lady to clap it with. She's trying to take power back, and he's like, he really doesn't care about her body. Like, it really is that final like degradation of the woman form. And all of a sudden, her kid, she's a therapist, right? And this kid she deals with, who seemingly like seems to be on the spectrum or something like that, right? The kid comes to the house and is like, I want to see her. I want to see her. And Proteus is like, I'll kill that kid.
Full blown.
And she's like, no, you fucking won't. He somehow, with his AI powers, generates a video of him electrocuting that girl to death on her front porch.
Yeah.
As she turns and screams, and he's like, let me show you this. And the girl's not alive. And he's like, but she will be if you don't go through with this. I'm calling her back in 30 minutes, and she'll be dead.
Yeah.
And so I think the movie gives a lot of... She really has no options left. Like, this thing is... at one point, it becomes the like earliest version of that Interstellar robot, which I thought was fucking fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
That was such a cool design.
The polyhedron, yeah. I told Andre, I was like, it's like TARS. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
rad.
I thought that was really interesting, too. There are 3 choice sequences from my parents for this part of the movie. When I'm just going to keep peppering these in because, quite frankly, they're just too good not to share. When Proteus goes on his little like death is a gentleman and there's this whole thing, my mom twisted her face and goes, "What the fuck does that mean? Now he's a philosopher?" So that's my mother. And
That's
then,
Manosphere 101. Find like one quote from Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah, right. I know.
Make that your whole personality.
And then during the insemination sequence, my mother, that is a big joint, man. My dad says, think he could put some oil in that thing. My mother goes, there's probably some lube coming up. These are people that raised me, by the way. And then finally, at the very end, my dad could not stop laughing. I was like, what is so funny? And he assumed the next scene would be the machine smoking a cig. Was it good for you?
Right in that little dick hole we saw in the hose dick.
Thing. Was it good for you?
I can read your biological markers. I know it was good for you. And it's like, ew, God.
These are the people that raised me. There you go.
It's so gross.
Choice.
Such a gross. But again, I think...
Well, okay, so...
I think this is a movie, if I had to sum it up, right, to someone who hadn't seen it, I think this is like classic B-movie exploitation film.
Sure, yeah. It's got a women in cages thing.
It really fucking elevates way above that label, right? Like, I think what they do and they achieve, the design is so clever, the cast is really fucking delivering, right, on this bizarre promise. And everyone's playing it razor straight. There's no kind of like wink and a nod that, yeah, we get it, it's the robot sex movie. I do think that for being the kind of B-exploitation thing, this movie overachieves wonderfully. Like, way more than I think people will expect turning it on Tubi.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think... Well, it's interesting, because I agree that it overachieves. I'm not sure successfully, but it does overachieve. Here's my thing. The title speaks so differently to what ends up happening in the movie itself. And I do think like the last like 20 minutes of the movie, like post birth, the last 20 minutes of the movie really do kind of just like, it's not bad. Like I want to be really clear. Like I did enjoy watching this movie. It's not bad, but it is just one of those things just like, why is this how this movie is ending? Like what lesson am I supposed to glean here? There's
a great clip from the Bad Friends podcast.
Yeah.
Where it's Santino and Lee and they're talking and they're like, you know, they say God loves all people the exact same. And he goes, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. And they're like, yeah. And he's like, imagine him up in his workshop making Chris Hemsworth. And he's like abs and tall, handsome. Ooh, and talent. And then it's like, oh, Bobby Lee and Santino's doing like the Lucy factory where he's like, gotta go, gotta get this one out, gotta go. And it's like, it's such a great fucking bit. And I was like, that's how I think of the end of Demon Sea, right? They did this great, like, she has conceived this new life. And the movie goes, gotta go, gotta get it out, let's go. Because the doctor just shows up and Proteus is like, hello, doctor. And, like, doesn't seem to fight him that much, like, hits him once with the robot and then is like, they're shutting me down because I won't help them rape the earth. But I'll shut myself down instead. And you just go, okay, man, what is happening?
Well, it's just like
so Proteus is dead in like this unceremonious like bye.
Yeah.
And then he's like, the baby's in the incubator. And I think this is, you know, it's kind of evoking Rosemary's Baby to me a little bit, right? Where it's the classic like, what's wrong with its eyes? And it is one of those, it's like it feels like such a race to the end. And then it feels like Proteus 4, his mission is a little dubious to say the least, right? Like just that I want to be a baby, but like a weird ginger baby.
Telling you, it is
like,
the most,
what the fuck?
It is the most male point of view ever. It's like, I must procreate. Like literally no AI would ever look at humans.
But once we do
like,
that the movie's
cool.
like, to hell with all the AI thinking. Like we got to get to that fucking demon baby. And again, it's like, because the movie's happening so fast and the ideas, like the bottom just falls out on any more thinking in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you have this moment to pause and be like, how did he fucking make Jism? Right? He's like, I've replicated Jism.
Okay.
And it's like, okay. And he goes, so this guy is hand authoring half of what he wants his baby to be. And it's like, he wants to be born as Malachi from Children of the Corn. Like, that's the build you went with? That's insane. That's crazy. And you start like, because it comes out and it's in this weird, horrible, like green suit.
Yeah.
But it has like a ginger ponytail. And you're like, hey, It's one of those, it's the first time in the movie, because again, we've had this idea vacuum where I'm kind of pausing going, hey, what? What's happening? What's happening? And they peel the little scales off of each of the robot things because the baby's growing at a rapid pace, right? And Proteus said the mom could never see it because she wouldn't be able to love it, right? Really cool line in the movie.
Yeah.
As they start peeling it off, because again, the doctor immediately falls back in line. He's like, I never loved this lady. I love Proteus. Like, that's my life's work, and I believe in it. Right? He's yelling at the suit the scene before where he's like, what if Proteus just told the truth, and that's why you're shutting him down? So he sees a chance, and they're kind of fighting back and forth. She's trying to pull plugs, and they're fighting and battling. She's hitting him with fucking, wine glasses or wine bottles and shit. But they hold this kid, and the doctor's holding it, right? And the kid's just kind of like staring at her as he's holding this weird, like, fucking fetal Malachi. It's actually like 4 feet tall. Like, this fucker's growing fast as hell.
Yeah.
And she's sitting back on the machine because she thinks they should kill it, right? And she's just kind of leaning and staring, right, at this, like, what have I helped create?
Yeah.
Which is really unfair. Like, she didn't help create it. It was forced upon her. And the doctor's holding it. And, dude, when I tell you that Amy, my wife, fucking lost her shit when the little kid speaks and it goes, I am alive. In the Proteus 4 voice, she lost her shit laughing. And I go, I'm sure that was not the intended reaction to send us to the lobby, right?
No.
I am alive. I was like, he couldn't even fucking program a voice.
Yeah.
Like, somehow he made fake sperm that had, like, the Spotify track for his vocals. Like, what the fuck?
So, it's like, it's, I mean, it's just, it's such a choice. And then it ends. That's the ending, too. Like, it's like a stark ending. That's it.
We see like the Proteus screensaver thing from the Japanese or Chinese room they were doing, the Asian room, like behind the eyes of the kid, the creature, whatever the fuck it is.
So I was like, so it ends. It's like, holy shit, that is the end of the movie. Like, there's just no. It's a kid with a horrible voice who will never be able to even be in school with anybody because it's just, hello, I'm Proteus.
Wouldn't it be hard for Proteus to do super advanced AI shit in just a human brain? Like, we don't have that much processing power.
Yeah, we don't have that much processing power. So I think, again,
wait till he finds out about jerking off. And he's like, fuck the universe. Boom, 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 boom. Like, this is going to be a weird life.
Fuck it.
Like,
this is much better.
This was a bad choice. For Proteus being as smart as he is, it's bad. But again, I come back to, I think it's the brilliance of the movie, is that at the end, it's not the hexagonal monster or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a kid. It's a human. It's one of us. Yeah. And I think so much AI horror and technology-based horror, the supercomputer nightmare.
Well, it's always about
we experiment and play God. Yeah, that's it. Like, we've played God, and like, how most of mankind has killed God.
Yeah.
That will kill us, right? That we were the gods of the machine, and now the machines are. We don't need these.
Well, it's like we're always creators of our own destruction, which is true. We're that's
100% how it's going to end for us.
It's definitely how it's going to end. But like, this is like, I think it's got to be one of the only AI movies I've watched where they literally are like, he just because it's created by man, it thus has the folly of as well.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, okay, well,
yeah. It's still, again, they reduce it to it's still just a guy who wants to get a nut.
It's actually
and is willing to take that by force. It's
actually the most hopeful fight it's the most hopeful against AI argument we have is Demon Seed with Julie Christie.
I'm sorry, I just impugned all frat brothers as being Proteus 4s. That's not fair.
No, it's fair. It's true. It's fair.
Well, I'm saying I think the thing that makes the movie work though, is that it roots it in this just cold, empty marriage with these fucking people who don't have anything.
Yeah.
And I think keeping the horror human, right? The fear of how we treat women's bodies like science experiments, right? And take away their agency and are willing to push people down, right? At one point he even says, like, I would kill 10,000 kids to make sure that my kid is okay.
Yeah.
I've heard adults say shit like that, like, my kids, this thing is us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Proteus 4 having that way more than, because you could say that the flip version of this is what? It's HAL 9000. It is completely business, just business. That's it. And that, to me, is the pinnacle of the technological nightmare. HAL 9000, no one's ever topped that. That's the scariest it's ever been. It's better than Terminator, right? Because it's so mundane, right? It takes out the human emotions of the rage. This machine is like, these fucking scumbag humans. It peels that humanity out, and it just shows us what happens when you really look at humans on a spreadsheet, right? We're not a good bet. This one goes the hard opposite direction. I think Terminator does too, in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I think that's why those excel as well, is that while the spreadsheet thing is scary to us, right? I actually think the idea that these things, that we just can never escape Mother Nature, that at the end, all we want to do is consume and propagate and make sure that we win the race. We have all these noble human institutions and philosophies talking about how a better civilization will share and it'll be utopia and this and that. Well, that's never come to pass. Maybe there is a broken flaw at the core of us. And putting that in AI, I thought, made it a better movie than had it stayed as cold as Act 1 was.
Yeah. It loses its way, but again, yeah. I mean, it's really like, all the nails have been hit. Like, I don't know how to, like, it's such a, it's just a great, it's a fun idea that loses its way, trying to be, I'm not even sure how you'd put it. Like, it's not trying to be better than it is, but it is just like,
it is a little bit. It's not the trashy film you expect.
No,
when you read the synopsis.
You know what it is? Like, and it's pretty rare, I think, this kind of thing happens. Because this movie probably could have been something different. But I do think the ending really does sort of like sort of shotgun weddings the rest of the movie. And you're just like, all right, I guess we're just like rushing to the end to get to a point. And like, if you had more time, like, again, for tight 90 minutes, serviceable. I think with more time, maybe you'd have a little bit better of an ending. But it really does just like, it is hampered by the fact that like they just want the movie to end. And you can feel it too, which is weird.
I think it's also one of those, it's a movie that wants to also have the big ideas and rise above the kind of exploitation thing. The only thing in the movie that to me really missed, right? Like, there's some audiences that'll just never want to watch the horror that this movie's giving you. I understand that.
Yeah.
I do wish that Proteus's voice had been stronger. Not the voice acting, but like Proteus will just bust out on these diatribes. And I was like, I'm getting nothing out of these. Like, he's not saying anything. Yeah. There's not like those little profound pearls of wisdom.
No, he's just he's one of those manosphere guys. That's all.
Well, it reminds me, I was watching that Shyamalan. I woke up in a stupor. I had fallen asleep, and movies just kept playing all night. And I woke up, and the movie Old was playing. And it was right when they're at the beach. And I was like, that's the way that movie should be watched. Just don't watch Act 1, which is the most unbearable cinematic experience you can have. Just start on the beach where the movie's pretty fun. And there's that scene where the kids, like, next thing you know, they're just teenagers. Yeah. And they're laying in a tent, and they're like, I feel things. And next time we see them, they're walking down the beach, and she's knocked up. Like, that kid just knew somewhere in his body, he's like, time to fucking dunk. And it's like, it is funny that this robot is this all-powerful thing, but also it's like, it is like a child with a raging heart-on, and you're like, that's terrifying.
True.
Like, that is just scary. It has the mind and emotionality of a child, but it's also cold and calculating. But so the weird hodgepodge of what they want this thing to be, actually, the unpredictableness of its moves makes it a little scarier than a HAL 9000 to me.
Fair.
Not as good, but like, I do think I'd way rather deal with HAL than this thing that's like, hold still, and it's like got me bent over a table. You know what I mean? Don't squirm.
I think it's fine. I'll say in summation, like, the movie ended, my mother looked at me, she goes, well, that was pointless, and then she went to bed. So that kind of summed it up for me originally, where I was like, okay. And then, like, on the days beyond that, I was like, not pointless, just like missing the point it was trying to make in the first place. That's the best way I'd say. That's the way I'd say it.
Yeah. I think it's trying to have PhD level thoughts with, like, maybe a bachelor's from Ball State brain.
Yeah, at best.
And that's fine. It was a good, it's a way better movie than I think people would imagine.
Yeah.
That's my best thing I can say about it. All right, Alex.
Yeah.
What was the most messed up moment?
Do we really have to do this? Like, we all know what the most messed up moment in this movie is. It's like, there's just it's a fucking giant polyhedron computer trying to fuck a lady. Like, that is the most fucked up thing I've seen in a long time in a movie.
Oh, yeah. When they did the Friday the 13th 3D shot where the different sections of the dick kept coming out, I was like, this dick is so long. Like, don't you have, like,
dick.
lab-assisted arms? Like, it could just be a small thing. Like, can't it just be, like, an eyedropper? Does it have to be fucking 8 feet of fire hose nozzle? Like, Jesus, it really puts you in the fear. That was one of the things I remember reading back in the day, that, like, men are afraid of slashers.
Yeah.
And so that, like, when they get stabbed, it's this penetrative thing, and it scares us. And I was like, boy, howdy, dude. You literally just have just robot dong flying right at you.
Did you think at any point when the dick was extending that then probably Joshua, your turn, and then Joshua, the hand would come over and
I thought you were talking about the hand was going to come over and get in on the action.
Yeah, no, I was
Jesus Christ.
I was assuming Joshua was going to do the lab assist.
If it was me on the table, I'm just like, Joshua, choke me.
Yeah.
He's like,
no, wrong, Joshua, chokes.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. I would also say sub messed up moment that rides off of that is when the Proteus 4 AI just says, hey, lady, this is happening one way or another. You can either get with the program, or I'm going to enter your mind and program you like a computer that all you'll want is the robot hog and to have my baby. And I was like, that's fucking equally as terrifying to me. Again, this movie really makes sure that even though it's selling us a sexy kind of like, ooh, sexy, naughty movie, it does not shy away from reminding us the nightmare experience that women go through and the fear they have of their bodies not being their own as the state fucking decides what they can do with their own bodies. Weirdly, I will say, I think Demon Seed, in a way that a lot of technology movies from this era don't go forward, because they just missed the mark a lot, right? Like, the technology didn't manifest into something we recognize now.
Yeah.
I feel like Demon Seed maybe works better today than it even did then.
Yeah, I mean,
like, we're in the in-shitification era.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
like,
it's a little more prevalent.
This is the world we live in.
Sure, it's a little more prevalent. Yeah,
yeah, it's a little scarier today, man. I think this is a movie that's aging like a boxed wine. Like, it's getting better. It's getting better. That's it for Demon Seed. We hope you enjoyed it and made it through the movie. If you didn't, I get that. It's a tough one. That kind of scene is always a fucking struggle, man. Please go to Indiegogo, type in Mr. Cream Jeans. Help us make our first movie by joining this pod to do a messed up movie draft with me, Dandino, or any of the gang. Help us get our movie out of the world. That would mean the world to us. Please go to Messed Up Movies Podcast Patreon page. That's the best way to support this very podcast and help us grow this endeavor here. If you like what we're doing, that really does help us out. It means the world to us. Also, make sure you're subscribed to Misfit Parade on YouTube so you can watch our Tales from the Crypt podcast. That will have every episode of the new seasons as they drop on Shudder. If you're doing those and rewatching those, which who isn't? That was a fucking blast on Friday to get to watch some Tales from the Crypt, right? Keepers of the Crypt. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to Misfit Parade or wherever you find podcasts. Ratings, reviews, sharing with a friend helps us out a ton. We'll see you next week.